Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Board YouTube channel for today's Pick and Roll presented by FanDuel. We're here for Tuesday. Sorry about that. We're here for the Tuesday NBA slate. We got 8 games to look through here today, and we've got some pretty good ones to look through as well. So excited to bring you guys the content today. If you are ready for today's show, please make sure you do hit that like button, help support the channel, and make sure you subscribe to the Board YouTube channel as well, because me and Pitts, my co-host here, are live every weekday morning as long as there are NBA games to talk about. And with the Tuesday games that we have here today, a little bit of something extra with these games as well. The NBA Cup starts today, and it adds to the spectacle. We get to see with the court, all these different courts, all these different jerseys. It just adds a little bit more. Second year of the NBA Cup in action, Pips. How do you think the tournament went the first year? Do you think this is something that's good for the NBA?
Yeah, I do. I enjoyed the cup last season. It added a bit extra competition. More players were playing like playoff minutes in these tournaments when they had the chance. And yeah, I think players really bought into it and played really well. So yeah, I do like it, and I hope it's similar stuff this season as well.
Yeah, 82 games for a regular season for each team can be quite a bit long, I'd say. So adding something extra to add a little bit of extra spectacle to the games, I think does improve the product. And like you said, you have more games where players are really going to be trying their hardest. So I think it only makes things better. So we got some exciting games today, and we have exciting games all throughout the season. If you want to be following along with all of these games, then check out the offer available to you by FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, and the presenting sponsor on the channel. Right now, FanDuel is giving everyone 3 months of NBA League Pass. All you have to do to catch every tip-off and buzzer beater is place any $5 bet on the NBA. There's a full season of NBA betting ahead. Why not sweat them out with League Pass? On top of this, for a limited time, new customers can bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. So next time you get a hunch on who is going to win or how many points a player will score, bet on FanDuel and watch your picks come to life live with League Pass. Just visit FanDuel.com/board to get 3 months of NBA League Pass, courtesy of FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. After 3 months free trial, the full price of League Pass will be automatically charged monthly. Cancel anytime. No refunds. Terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Limit 1 pass per customer. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. You have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mbgamblinghelpline.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-HOPE-8HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. Let's jump into things here. We had one bet from the slate yesterday. Well, Pips wasn't a big fan of the slate, but we did get one bet in play, and that was on Alperen Şengün. You're wearing the jersey again today. You happy with the way things went for him? 27 points, I think it was.
Yeah, we went back to back Shingun bets. We have rebounds and assists, and now we had points, both winners. Yeah, I'm winning day, even though it was only one bet, but probably hopefully step in the right direction. And of course, I'll always wear my Shingun jersey on the days when we have bet on him and on days when he is a winner. I won't have it on when he loses or when there are not Houston Rockets games.
Yeah, well, we'll absolutely take the winning start to the week there. A solid one as well. We had the 19.5 line. He finishes with 27. So we are all good there. And Şengün back in the good books, hopefully, of the people in the chat. Şengün has done a lot of good work for us. So we got to be happy to get him involved. Yeah, apologies on my microphone volume. I don't really know why it's getting automatically adjusted up and down here. I can see it happening in real time. I'll try to fix it over the course of the show, but please bear with me. Don't know, no idea why it's happening.
Just adding on the Shingun note, Murray personally tracked last season betting. I think I was 18-5 overall on Shingun. I don't know what's the show record, but I'm for sure like we had a huge wins on Shengun. We lost the first one, now we won two on Shengun, so he's I think in profit this season as well.
All right, so we'll try and keep things going today with the games that we have on the slate. Let's shift to the first game on the board here. How the show works, we're going to go through all, in this case, 8 NBA games. We're going to get Pips' thoughts on the games. We're going to get any bets that are coming on the games. Then, once we go through the entire slate of games, we're going to hand it over to you guys in the chat. Send in your questions for a little bit later on in the stream. It could be questions related to betting. It could be a bet that you have in mind that you want a second opinion on. We'll answer those at the end of the show, and we'll queue them up. So send them in now, and we can save them for later. But once again, let's get the likes up here. Try to get to 50 likes while we're live on today's show as we talk about the games and spread some information regarding the NBA. We'll start off with the Atlanta Hawks and the Boston Celtics. Not a fantastic way to get things started here with the Celtics at home favored by 15 points. Pretty heavy one here for the Boston Celtics. You like the Hawks, Pips. Do you think that this spread accurately reflects where both teams stand right now?
Yes, I completely agree with the spread. I think it's the highest so far of total of the season, and it completely reflects how it should be. Last time they played, it was 30 points blowout in a game where Boston was missing Jalen Brown, and Trae Young was playing for the Hawks. Trae Young is out tonight, and Jalen Brown is back for the Boston Celtics. So Celtics are a much better team than the last time they played Hawks, and Hawks are a much worse team than the last time they played. And last time they played, it was 30 points blowout. So yeah, I do think this should be like the highest spread of the season because without Hawks, I don't see how the without Trae Young, Hawks can't get anything on the offense, and then playing against the team that's just too much has so much talent. Yeah, this should be a blowout. And speaking of blowouts, I will have a bet on this. Unfortunately, it moved on the FanDuel as right as we speak, but it's widely available on this line. So we'll have Clint Capella under 10.5 points. It's minus 110, minus 115. I think probably widely available for
So,
under
sorry,
10.
that was Clint Capella under 10.5 points?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I'll
widely available here.
Yeah. I don't, it just moved on the FanDuel like
Yeah.
5 minutes before the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So widely available under 10.5, I'll just walk through why. First off, not much to see this season, but it's mostly like he's playing a great pick and roll defense. As we can see that fourth best pick and roll Roman defense from Boston. They just don't really like they are allowing the ball handlers to shoot. They're covering the rollmans. So this season, when we look at the games where he played average or above average pick and roll defense, he was under in all 5 games, average 5.8 points. And even if you take a look back at the last season, Capella on points when he's playing less than 24 minutes was against, I'll say, like good rim defense. He was nowhere near of covering, and they played Boston 2 days week ago, and he had 2 points in 17 minutes because it was a huge blowout.
Yeah.
I expect another huge blowout, so his minutes should probably be like 18, 19, 20 at most. Okongwu is back, very difficult matchup, and Trae Young not playing is actually not a positive thing for Capella because he's setting him up with everything. And if you take a look at the matchups he went over, it was against the Bulls, worst defense, pick and roll defense. Everyone is going over against the Bulls. Then 2 times against Wizards, probably worst defense at the 5. And they also sent doubles to Trace. He was finding him on the lobs. Kings also sent doubles. So almost every over came from for defense at 5 or sending doubles to Trae. Trae is out, no lobs for Capella, so he should be really tough spot to cover.
All right, Clint Capella under 10.5 points. I've seen it minus 110. I'm seeing it minus 115. So please make sure you shop around on this one and have a look on FanDuel, see if we can get that 10.5 back over there. If it does come back up, then perhaps that is a way to play it as well. So starting off hot, we got a free pick from the first game on the slate today. 7 more games to go. Let's keep things rolling here and move into the Charlotte game against the Orlando Magic. Obviously, the season not going to the plans for the Orlando Magic with the injuries, but this is still a game they have a good opportunity to win here with an 8-point spread. How do you feel about this one here for the Magic and the Hornets?
Yeah, this is spread is 8. I don't know. Shorthanded Magic Hornets did look
Hornets have looked pretty
decent.
good this year.
Yeah, I would say that best player on the court is easily LaMelo Ball. Third best player on the court probably Brandon Miller or Jalen Suggs. So in the like top half, they are pretty much even. I do think Orlando Magic has better like schemes and like chemistry on the other side. But I think this shouldn't be like 8 point spread. I think this should be like 5.5 maybe. That's how I see it. The thing is with Lamelo, he's like very talented player, but really unserious player, and that's the issue when it comes to winning games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think him and Brandon Miller could do a lot of damage to this Orlando Magic. So yeah, I do think defense is on the Orlando side, offense is on Hornet sides. As crazy as it sounds. So yeah, I do think like I just found something that could be interesting. I don't think I'm making it official bet, but she just found that if you take a look at the props madness on Brandon Miller, this looks kind of interesting. So far this season, when he got 24 minutes or 24 more minutes, he hit over on his rebounds and assists pretty comfortable against teams like not the easy matchups like Boston and 76ers are not an easy matchup for rebounds and assists. So he averaged 10.3. They don't have a big because both Richards and Williams are out. Miles Bridges is also out. So 3 big rebounders are out. And yeah, he's handling some ball. So maybe like this is a lean over 7.5 rebounds and assists for Brandon Miller, but nothing else in this game.
All right, food for thought there on Brandon Miller. We'll keep it rolling here with the Miami Heat visiting the Detroit Pistons. Pretty tight spread in this one. The Pistons have looked decent to start the season. The Miami Heat also have looked decent, but on the Miami side of things, probably a bit more expectation going into the season for them, and away from home, 1.5-point favorites here against the Pistons. Any thoughts for this one?
Yeah, they would be bigger favorites if Butler was playing, but I would say like I think this is the matchup nightmare for the Miami Heat because sounds great, ridiculous, but they are leaking threes, and the Detroit Pistons have Fontecchio, Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr. I really like good shooters that can punish them. And now Durant is back, Ivy's playing great, Cade is playing great, and they are missing Butler. I think the Pistons could get this one, honestly. Like
Yeah,
Pistons
I
have
think so.
problem on defensive side, and Miami offense is terrible, so they can punish them there. But on the other side, Pistons, Miami will have like huge issues defending them. Cade is improving, playing very well this season, and off-ball shooting is improved for Pistons. Rebounding is also there. So yeah, I do think this is rightly so tight, but I will lean on the Pistons.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think I have to feel the same way there. Anything betting wise you're looking at here? Or is there too much to factor in?
I honestly like this one is interesting for the spot of Jaden Ivey. I think Jaden Ivey could be lean on the underside. Last time they played Miami Heat, he scored 5 threes and still stayed under. Really rough for him to do that again. Uh, as you can see, he's scoring most of his points in transition, pick and roll ball handler, and free throws. Miami top 6 in all three of these. They are making spot ups like every season, like that. Always a 3 point funnel, spot up funnel. But I can't see like Jaden Ivey scoring like 5 threes a game. And if you take away his transition, his free throws, his rim scoring, yeah, I think this is a rough spot for Ivy.
All right. Something else to note, both some good information on both fronts for those games, but we do have the one official pick from earlier on today, which I have in the chat. As a reminder, hit the like button if you're enjoying the show, you're tailing the pick that we have, you're enjoying the information being provided. And also, please make sure you're subscribed if you're new to the channel. Send in your questions as well, and we'll save them for a little bit later on in the stream. Next up, interesting matchup. This was a first-round matchup in the playoffs last season. Both of these teams are always struggling to stay healthy, and in particular, the 76ers have felt that this season. 76ers at home, plus 2.5 underdogs against the New York Knicks. The over-under here is 211.5. Still no Maxey for the 76ers. For the Knicks, they've been dealing with injuries here and there. None of the really main hitters necessarily, but nonetheless, guys like Miles McBride, we'll see. Achua's been out. Mitchell Robinson's been out. How do you see this game going down here? This is a tough one.
I don't know Embiid minutes in the return. Like, is he returning and playing 25 minutes, or he's returning and playing 32, 34 minutes?
It's
all depends.
Who's the 76ers head coach?
Yeah, but he played Paul George 24 and 25 minutes in his second and third game. So I was leaning heavy on the minutes, and then he kind of, yeah. So I'm in serious doubt here. So yeah, it depends on Embiid. If Embiid can play 30 plus minutes, I think Sixers could win this. Knicks have some huge issues defending the rim. I can share one interesting stat. Karl Anthony Towns, defense-wise, let's mock him a bit. The players are shooting 92% at the rim when he's defending them.
I saw this stat.
Which is probably like, if you put like a chair, I think players will miss more. So yeah, I do think that's ridiculous. That's one of the biggest numbers I ever seen. On any.
I think the exact number is players are shooting 35 of 38 in the restricted area on Karl Anthony Towns this season. So, in the restricted area, you're going to make a good amount of shots there. But if you're Karl Anthony Towns, you're 7 feet tall. Yeah, I do think a chair would have similar capabilities there.
Yeah,
not even as a joke.
If you give a chair or Giannunobi, Mikal Bridges, and Hart and McBride, I will bet probably that they will hold them lower. But yeah, one of the
worst. It's hard to let players score that much, not get a couple more stops
insane.
Here and there.
Yeah, that's insane. Actually, I was like, I know it's bad, but I don't know if it's this bad.
And he's guarding Embiid today.
Yep. I am looking forward to seeing how many minutes he needs to foul out. Like, will it be like 20 minutes, 25, or maybe like, I don't know. Well, what's your over and under line for the first quarter until he gets 2 fouls? Like, 6.5.
Embiid starting. I don't know. It's just Nurse is a smart guy. They may just go to Embiid right away to get the fouls. I'll give him, like, if I had to set a line, I'd probably be thinking like 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm taking. I don't know. Like, that's actually a good line. I think. And it's Jericho Sims coming in. So yeah, I think they should attack him. Overall, Embiid line is at 24.5, which kind of suggests that they have him playing less than 30 minutes. Because if he's playing 30 minutes against Towns, that's smashed spot or over. Yeah. Kind of going down. It was 25 went down to 24. Some places even have 23 now. So it's trending down. So maybe some stuff about the minute restriction are coming, or honestly, I don't know. So yeah,
Yeah, there's a comment here from Hill who says Embiid would have played. He's just been suspended. I don't know if he would have played all three, but he probably would have been back before this game had it not been for the 3-game suspension. However, playing in a game, you really cannot replicate that in practice, in training. You cannot replicate the physical toll that an actual professional game takes on a player. So it's still difficult to ramp back up. 24.5 on Joel Embiid looks just extremely strange. We're very used to seeing 30, 35 as the over-under and in that range. So it's kind of tough to look at a 24.5 and not want to bet an over on Joel Embiid, but it's just too difficult to say with the minutes involved here.
yeah, that's just a huge gamble. It's first game back. If we had any data on the first game and we see like, okay, he played 30 minutes first game, we can expect 32 second game, smash spot. But now we don't know, especially with Nurse being like ultra like careful with Paul George minutes. So
Yeah, that was a little surprising to hear when you
yeah.
said only 24, 25 minutes. You'd think Nurse would want to ramp guys back up. I guess when they had Kawhi, when the Raps had Kawhi, they were marginally conservative with his minutes. I'm trying to think of Nurse's history as a coach. I would say typically guys are healthy, they're playing. But again, maybe a good spot to avoid here. Speaking of
Yeah.
Nick Nurse's old team, we'll talk about the Raptors against the Milwaukee Bucks here.
We have a bet actually on this game on
Oh,
the
let's
76ers. Yeah,
roll back.
let's go to the FanDuel and let's build same game parlay. One player same game parlay. It's Paul George, 15 plus points and 4 plus assists.
All right.
They just without Maxi, that line is that number is not should be this should be like minus 200 probably for
Nice
like last game
200.
he played last game he played 33 minutes and he said after the game that he will play more minutes by every game. So 33 last game, 34 minutes this time. I mean, this line for Paul George crazy. Let's just look at the some numbers on the last season. Paul George last season when he played between 30 and 35, 36 minutes because that's the thing here. We can see that this he just killed the scoring line. This is actually not the points, but we can see that he scored 15 plus points in like just a second to set this up properly. 30 to 36. We can see that he was crashing this line. All entire season, he scored 15 plus in 86% of the games. And assists now, last 2 games, he had 8 assists against the Lakers, 9 assists against the Hornets. That's because Maxi is out. They have Lowry or Paul George to handle the ball and create. I am leaning towards Paul George. Even first game with Maxi, he had 4 assists on 11 potential assists. Now he gets the perfect target for assist, and that's Joel Embiid. Like any pick and roll set, just pass the ball and he'll get a couple of assists on Embiid. It's actually pretty crazy that he got 8 and 9 assists playing without Maxi with a team like
Yeah.
Caleb Martin, Kyle Lowry, Drummond, and he still got 8 and 9. Knicks are actually allowing above average assists. So yeah, I do think like he had so game against the Clippers was weird. He only had 2 assists, but game 1 against the Suns, 11 potential, 10 potential, 10 potential, no Maxi. Like if he gets 10 potential, that should be a lock. So I think both assist number and points number are far off with what should be, considering he's playing 33, 34 minutes tonight.
All right. So second official bet of the day, going with Paul George, 15 plus points and 4 plus assists as Joel Embiid returns as the Sixers host the New York Knicks. Now we can move on to the next game here. We've got the Toronto Raptors and Milwaukee Bucks in action. Toronto, easily one of the worst teams. Actually, I think they have the worst record now in the NBA. But Milwaukee, right there with them. Raptors 2-9, Milwaukee 2-8. We obviously know the Bucks should be better than this record is suggesting. But on the spread here, the Bucks at home are favored by 7.5 points. As much as there's been issues with both teams this season, certainly seeing the Raptors without Scotty Barnes and some other players against Milwaukee Bucks, it feels still a little strange to see the spread at this. But with Damian Lillard out, how will the Milwaukee Bucks fare in the NBA Cup opener?
If Barnes was playing for the Raptors, I would like Raptors here to
Yes.
win. Yeah, but without him, like quickly looked great in first game back, a bit rough in games too. But he was playing on back to back, I think, which is not something I
Back-to-back
would
after an
expect.
injury, yeah. And he didn't play
Yeah,
preseason either.
yeah, so I didn't expect him to even play in the second game. I know that because I have him on my fantasy, so I was surprised that he was playing. Yeah, but quickly, Jacob, AJ Barrett, Grady Dick, that team should compete with these Bucks without Lillard. I honestly think they should compete tonight.
They should compete, but they in most games, other than that Clippers game, which was second of back-to-back, the final of a Western Conference road trip, which is always difficult. They have been competing with teams for 40 to 44 minutes. It's just the last 4 minutes sometimes, or the last quarter in general, sometimes is their bane here. So, the Raptors against the Lakers were up by 9 points, like almost midway through the third quarter. They end up getting blown out. I think they lost by 20 points in the end or something like that. So it's difficult to call with the inconsistencies of this Raptors team in general. And with Emmanuel quickly back, we've lost our chances on Davion Mitchell here, I think. No lines for him.
Let's look at the roster of the Bucks. It's obviously standard Brook Lopez and Giannis, but outside of that, it's Ortiz, Prince, Ajax, AJ Green, Gary Trent, Ryan Hollins, Pat Connaughton, and Dylan Wright. Outside of Giannis, this team is the worst team in the league. Like, if Giannis is not on this team, they are the worst team in the league.
Comfortably. And Giannis is still putting up like ridiculous numbers, and they're still losing this many games.
I mean, like, this team is top heavy, and with Lillard is out, who is even playing point? Like, who is the point? Giannis. And then if he's the point, he's the easiest defend when he's the point.
Well, the Raptors have to get the defensive strategy right in order to exploit any issues.
Of course, I don't know who is on him, like Agbaji, like probably Agbaji, and then Jacob down there protecting the rim, not looking great for sure. But outside of Giannis, they don't have much. Honestly, like they don't have much on initiation part. Like, okay, they have shooting Prince and AJ Green and Trent a couple of years ago, but on initiation, creation, zero. No one, honestly, like zero outside of Giannis. And that's
there's a bit of lack of pull-up threat as well. You can kind of
that's pull-up creation and pull-up. Zero in this team.
My faith in this Raptors coaching staff to correctly figure out a defensive scheme is pretty low. So
I don't think they care. I don't think they care.
It's possible they may not care. I think that's a slight cop-out for just them being really bad at organizing a defense, but the offense is working in a lot of cases.
They are not adjusting to anything. Like we saw them they're leaving AD and Jokic, just keep going back to same action and scoring. They don't care. But they are sticking with like their drop coverage with Jacob and staying glued to the shooters, and that's it. And that's probably the best defense you can play if you are a poor team. Like, get their main guys, get their spot up shooting, and make them make contested jumpers, and that's it. Probably, I'll probably play the same if I was.
As a baseline defense that everyone can understand. Agreed, but in certain matchups, you can't play drop coverage with Pirtle. You're just gonna get torched, and that's happened in some games.
Yeah.
Anyways, kind of going.
But this one, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I think about betting Giannis over, but probably not going to do it. But honestly, I can't see anyone else scoring, which is kind of tempting for me to just smash the bet. Let me just see one thing. Giannis, how did he do last season against your team? One game, 16 points. Oh, that's
one
that's
game.
rough.
That's
One
weird.
game, 16 points. Yeah,
Don't think I
I
can
don't know
remember.
what the fuck was that, but
I don't think.
yeah, I'm not betting it. It's always like I would like to. If the coach was the same, I would love to look into the numbers of the previous season. I will need to probably rewatch the game to see if there were different coverages, but no bets on this game.
Yeah, I got nothing for this one either. BRB says I feel like Raps are better without quickly. I disagree. I disagree. The floor
Nope.
spacing, the pull up shooting is much needed. Man, you do
Don't
not want to see Davion Mitchell more Davion
yeah,
Mitchell than you need to.
don't rate quickly based on first two games back. He's a great player. He'll
Yeah,
be
he
if he
he
gets in the
missed a lot
fourth.
of
He'll
time. He missed
yeah.
preseason as well, so he played well against the Lakers, just jumping into action straight away. So that was
And
decently impressive
Mitchell is like there are like two planets apart from him and quickly
on
in
offense.
offensive quality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Agreed. Let's move on now. We have the Suns away at the Jazz. 4-point favorites are the Phoenix Suns in this one. They've enjoyed a relatively fruitful start to the season here. 8-2 start to the year. Kevin Durant, though, is going to be out. How do you feel about the spread here?
I think Suns should cover this. Even though Jazz are finally healthy, I think Kejonte George is questionable, but he practiced, so he's like 80% to make it. Clarkson is back, Markkanen is back, Sexton is back, Kessler and Collins are there. So top heavy team, like they have good six to seven players. Suns are down their best player, second best player. Yeah, I think the spread is fair. The spread is fair for this one.
Yeah, probably on the road.
Uh,
On the road.
yeah, under. Uh,
I'm excited to see the
yeah,
Jazz court. The Jazz have, I think the Jazz have the nicest jersey scheme, nicest jersey set rather in the entire NBA. I'm excited to see that on court with the NBA Cup, the specialty flooring today. That's going to be fun. Otherwise, not a lot for me to say for this game. Anything you
this is
have?
a high scoring game, and overs should be on the table in this one. I would really love the line for Colin Sexton, but it's not there, which is,
Tough.
yeah, the line for Sexton is not there. Assists for Booker are set at 7.5. Yeah, that's rough. I expected below 6.5 in this one to bet the shit out of the over. Let me just check last season. Last season, uh, Booker against the Sun, Utah had 8 and 15 assists, which is great
Wow.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably do some same game parlay for this one because I do think this is a high scoring game. And let me just check some numbers on Lowry.
Mm-hmm. We're looking at
Trying,
some same game
yeah,
parlay options for the Suns and Jazz here. You
yeah,
find something you like?
he's very consistent in scoring wise. You can take a look at the last season. He scored 15 plus in 40 out of 41 games
That's
when
pretty good.
playing 20. Yeah. And the one that he didn't cover was against the Knicks, which is like slowest pace. So I will do 15 plus for Lowry. That's the first part of the bet. Let's check how did Bill do when KD was out. Yeah, let's do Bradley Beal 15 plus points as well. And the last leg probably expected for everyone after I said it, but it's Devin Booker 6 plus assists.
Okay. Booker, 6+
That would
assists,
be plus 100 close. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
minus
That's
104.
Yeah, that's official bet. I think this is actually widely available for most sites. Like I think this should be like easily to build. 15 plus milestones are available. I think on almost every book out there.
It's
On
just
the assist part,
yeah.
take 7 plus for plus money and 5 plus up to minus 125, minus 120. So yeah, I like this one. I like this one. I expect huge game for points. They'll put some bodies on Booker, and if you take a look at the Booker assist, I'll just show quickly. Last game, I was heavy onto his points under and assist over. He had 12 assists against the Kings, 24 potential assists. First game without KD against the Dallas. He also had 12, 9 against the Miami. So he had six in a plus 6 games in a row. Now without KD, I think this is also like and also I think the Utah Jazz are the best assist matchup out of any team in the league easily. So yeah, if they put bodies on Booker, that should open up Beal, and on the other side, a good matchup for Lowry in this one.
Okay, so that is our third official bet of the day. Markkanen, 15 plus points. Beal, 15 plus points. Devin Booker, a 6 plus assists. If you're looking for this on FanDuel, we got it minus 104 here. If you're looking for this elsewhere, if they have plus money, if you can get 7 plus assists for Booker, or up to, I think you said minus 125 for the 5 plus assists for Booker. Also, those are worthy affiliates to take in this one. So 3 official picks so far. I think there's 1 game left for us to go through. Now is a great opportunity. There's 2 more games rather to go through. Now is a great opportunity to remind you once again to hit the like button if you are enjoying this show, especially if you're going to be tailing any of these picks. And make sure you get your bets in for us to comment on shortly after we get through these last 2 games, starting with the Dallas Mavericks away at the Golden State Warriors. Golden State, a really good start to the season. They are 8-2. The Mavericks not exactly where they want to be at 5-5, and as a result, we see on the spread here the Golden State Warriors are favored by 2.5 points, and on the side of the Dallas or the side of the total, 234.5 is the total for this game. Luka Doncic is probable for this one. Lively remains questionable for this one. PJ Washington is doubtful for this one. We'll hand over to you, Pips. Any comment on this game with the Warriors mostly healthy? Andrew Wiggins questionable to return today.
Yeah, this one will be interesting. You're seeing first time Clay going back to the Golden State. I think it's the first time. Yeah,
Yes,
and
that will be something.
That will be
Yeah.
huge. But his line is already inflated. People are betting on it. The line was supposed to be 13.5. I think it's 15.5. So they added 2 points on the line just because he's also, I think he's juiced on the over,
Yeah.
even on 15.5. Like, I get it. I will lean over, but not on minus 128, but I will lean over because I'm like, Clay is that guy. I think he is guy that
You
like,
think so? I don't know.
I think when I'm saying that guy, I'm saying that guy that's like petty and that will
Yeah.
just try hard, really, really hard.
Okay.
And it means a ton to him. Like he's always, I don't like him, his character. I think he's very really petty,
Really
and I don't know if
arrogant.
to find.
Which
Yeah,
granted, he's won a
yeah,
lot of championships, but
yeah,
so it's a little arrogant sometimes.
yeah. And he's like that. I will do like my best English word I know to describe him is petty. Like
Yes, he is. He's
yeah,
very like
yeah,
he got snubbed from the NBA 75 team. Well, snubbed is a rather strong word. He wasn't included. He felt he was snubbed, and he was sulking about it. Uh, yeah, I completely get where
always.
you're coming from.
Yeah. And now playing against his back team. They asked him if he stayed in contact with Curry and Draymond. He said, "No, he's like completely focused on Dallas now." That's just so lame. He's a lame ass dude. Like, yeah, I think he could like take a lot of shots tonight because he's that guy, like lame guy.
This is I don't know, man. This is high. If this
No, I'm not
it's
betting
almost
it.
at 16.5. If this gets to
Yeah,
16.5, I think the under comes into play.
I
That's
this
too
would be
far.
no bet for me. We know another petty guy is Jordan Poole. we saw first game against the Golden State, he just was flying the shots out. I think he took like 50% more shots than usual. So yeah, these plays are not no go for me.
Okay. 6.5. If it gets 6.5, I'm gonna have some interest. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Anything else in this game, or should we move to the final game on the board?
We can move. We can move. I
We
don't have any.
move the Timberwolves away at the Trailblazers. 9-point spread for this one. Kind of tough. The Blazers are not in a great spot this season. It is what it is. Thibault's out for this one for them. Just confirming the injuries here for the Timberwolves. No injuries listed for them. Spread makes pretty good sense to me here. How about you?
It does. Yeah. Not much to say.
Yeah. Makes
I
sense.
think they played last night. The Wolves played last night. I think they did against. Did Wolves play last night?
Just double checking here.
Yeah, I watched most games, but I don't remember.
They did not. They did not.
Ah, yeah. Then this is like they played a couple of days ago. It was easy blowout, even though Wolves are on the back to back. It does look rough for them this season, even though they are now healthy. When you look at their team, there's kind of some good players out there. Like they have Grant, Aiton, Simons, Avdia, Robert Williams is back, Shaden Sharp, Klingon, Scoot Henderson. Like not as awful as you would look on when you look at Wizards team, but still they are on the West and they could be down real bad this season. If they win, I don't know if they win total, but they are not winning 20 games this season.
Yeah, they're gonna struggle this season, absolutely. And not to mention the fact that the Western Conference is pretty loaded here. They're already going to struggle. They're in a Western Conference which is very, very good. And you know what? At the end of the season, they're going to have a really good opportunity to get Cooper Flagg as a draft pick because, yeah, that's the only real way I see this going down for them. I'm trying to find their updated win total on the season. Actually, I'd be interested in just looking through some of the regular season win totals as a whole for some of these teams because, like, Brooklyn were like 18.5 to start the year. Now they're at 22.5. That still kind of seems a little bit low. Cleveland, I wonder how high Cleveland have gone here. Cleveland are up to 54.5.
Smash.
Portland, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Portland, 21.5 makes sense. What are the Raptors?
They are not winning. They are not winning more. Can you check Wizards?
Yes, Wizards, 21.5.
That's they are not winning 15 games, man. Like this is like if you are betting these futures, bet Wizards under 21. They are not winning 15 games. What's their record now? Like did they win like maybe 2 games or?
They're 2. I think they're 2-7 or 2-6. They're 2-7.
Yeah, they are not winning 15 games, man. Like
the over-under is 21.5.
2 games. They won't win 2 games after the All-Star break. Yeah, this is terrible line. Like this should be like 18.5 probably. I will still bet the under probably.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Just
crazy
cruising through. Cleveland, you said over on Cleveland. They're at 54.5 here. So
yeah, minus 142. That's no go for the season long.
So they have 142. I didn't take that in. So anyways, they have 70 games left. They need to win 43 of the last 70 games. So they'd have to go 43-27 to go over that.
Yeah.
I feel like they will go. I feel like they'll go over that.
That's 65%. That should be. And also, I think they have a good schedule for the remaining of the season. I think they have one of the toughest schedules to start this season. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's how something like that. They played Bucks twice. They played. Just a second.
The Cavs have the third easiest schedule remaining in the NBA.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's on Tankathon. I don't know what their win percentages are based on.
It's
based on this. Yeah, it's based on this.
Can you check
it's
the
based
Kings?
On this season, so it's tough.
Can you check the Kings' strength of schedule?
Yes. Kings.
I think they played the easiest schedule so far.
They have the fifth hardest schedule remaining. However, this is a bit flawed because it's the schedule based on this season so far. So they're considering the Bucks and the Sixers as bottom six in terms
So
of
it's even
easiest
worse.
opponents.
So it's even worse because they didn't play any of these teams and they are
Right,
playing
because they
them.
have to
So
play the Bucks and the Sixers. So I guess yes, it
yeah,
is. They're the fifth hardest, and they still have to play the Bucks twice and the Sixers twice.
yeah, I think they have the hardest schedule and they are 6-5 and top four players on in minutes are all Kings. DeRozan, Sabonis, Fox, and Keegan Murray. So they have playing there's guys most minutes and they have only won six. And they are only 6-5, even though they played terrible teams. So I don't know what was the season total before the season started, but they are not making playoffs. What are the
Yeah.
odds for them to miss playoffs?
I'm trying to remember what their win total was to start the season. It was probably right around 48.5. It's at 47.5 right now. To
Yeah,
make the
I think I
playoffs,
think we have an official bet on them under. I hate them. So last night I said I lean on Spurs. Spurs blow them out, which is
Sacramento is plus 176 to miss the playoffs. Wait, that can't be right. Hang on. To make the playoffs. No. They're plus 176 to miss the playoffs.
yeah. We already have a bet on the under, so I won't take this, but I will take this if I'm yeah. They're
They're
I
not
think they
a
are 50. They are
they are not a
50-50, I
top
think.
6 team. Sorry, they're not a top 8 team in the
Yeah.
West. No way.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. They if you look at they're like they are I think dead last in 3-point shooting, and which is was expected, and you can't compete in 2024 with being dead last in 3-point shooting and also being terrible on defense. Uh, I hate the Kings, so maybe I'm some bias here, but their team, yeah, just rough.
I'm just that
Like,
price.
if you look
176 to not make the playoffs. That's too high,
Yeah.
man.
If you look at the teams they beat Portland, Utah Jazz without Markkanen, Hawks with half the team out, lost to the Raptors, won against the Raptors,
Barely.
barely won against the Kings against the Suns in the overtime without KD, lost
Was
against the Clippers. So this is like terrible. It looks 6-5, but it's terrible. Like god awful start to a season. I would say like not much better than Bucks and 76ers, considering the teams they played and their guys they're healthy.
Yeah, they may have the most difficult schedule left. I know it says fifth, but well, to be fair, some of the teams above them also have to play the Bucks twice, the Sixers twice still. So it's a little bit skewed
But
right
I just
now.
read like they played 11 games, uh, 8 were against 10 teams,
Yeah, that's
and they are 6-5, which is yeah,
like I think 176 is a pretty good price for
yeah.
them not to make the playoffs. That's a very interesting one to me. Did we finish the games here? We went up on a bit of a tangent. Yeah, we did. We talked about Portland. We talked Minnesota. Any bets for the Minnesota game?
Nah, we are sticking with 3
Okay.
so far.
We'll stick with the 3. Let's hand it over to you guys in the chat. We'll answer some questions, see what you guys are betting, comment on them. Another reminder to hit the like button, support the stream content here, and let's get into the questions. Starting with, we have a comment here from Jason. I believe this is Jason, one of the other producers at The Hammer. Jason asking on Bam double. Not asking, he's advocating for Bam double. Yes, minus 105 at FanDuel. Good to minus 110. Do you like Bam Adebayo's matchup here against the Detroit Pistons, Pips?
Nope. Sorry, I'm always against his bet, but terrible matchup for him. Last time they played, he had 10, but yeah, overall in the season he's not averaging enough, and the Pistons Durant is back. They allow third least rebounds. He'll probably be switching on Cade and Ivy on the perimeter. He'll be away from the rim. So unless he pulls some longer rebounds, it's not looking great. In difficult matchup for rebounds, he had 5 against the Orlando, only 3 rebounds against the Knicks, 8. So I can pull like opponent rebounds allowed. If we remove the teams that allow the most rebounds, which is Suns and Wizards, it looks like this, averaging 7.6 and under in 5 out of the 7. Yeah, I do like maybe points more. I do like points like this clearing 10 easily. That's no brainer. But when you look at the rebounds, I don't see it.
Well, I'll tell you, Jason is not the biggest NBA guy, but I'm sure he looked at prices and saw a good
Yeah,
price.
I understand. Yeah, but he's over for rebounds alone, minus 113.
I
So
think you're both right. I think you're both right. The price is good,
yeah,
but the way you bet, you would not bet this. The way he would bet, and
yeah,
the
top
way I
down versus
bet.
bottom up. That's
We'll see how it goes. But another good question from Jason is: are there any angles you are considering for the NBA Cup? Any live angles as well to look out for? So I'll start like on live angles. I'm not sure if this is necessarily as much of an angle, but point difference matters. So in late game scenarios, I think in the first game of the NBA Cup, this won't come into play as much, but point differential does matter. So it's less likely for a team that is way in the lead to go into garbage time, or at least to stop trying. They want to win by as many points as possible. We kind of saw some controversy around that last season, so that's something to look for. Is there any other angles you'd say, Pips, that you could be looking out for as a bettor today?
I mean, for first game, I don't think so. But expecting a top-heavy minutes for starters is the thing. Like playoffs, is similar to playoff environment. Like some guys from the bench will probably lose some minutes, and starters should get some more minutes. So yeah, I think that's the only edge we can get there. So betting overs on the starters and betting unders on the fringe players that should probably lose some minutes. Yeah, and there is probably not much garbage time for the bench guys, so also take that into consideration.
Yeah. I this comment here, I was going to look at the same thing tomorrow, but Anthony says Braun loves the NBA Cup. I would definitely look at the way LeBron is priced tomorrow compared to other games as an opportunity maybe to make a bet. Playing against Memphis
We
as
also
well.
saw that Pacers are really bought into it last season, so expecting some huge
It's true.
numbers from them.
They and they're playing the Magic. The Magic will be on the second night of a back-to-back tomorrow. The price will probably reflect that, but yeah, that's
Maybe
another
not now.
interesting spot.
Like maybe
Yeah,
maybe not
later
now.
on in the cup.
Yeah.
Later on in the cup. Michael asked about Giannis under 32.5 points. We did talk about this one a little bit. You were kind of thinking about the over, so I don't think you're going to
Yeah.
advocate for the under here, just because.
Just I think maybe some chance that he doesn't know that Lillard is out. So I don't know if he got that info, but without Lillard, it's heavy dependent on Giannis scoring a ton of points for this team. And I don't expect Raptors to scheme against him. I don't expect a blowout. So Giannis with 38, 40 minutes tonight against the Raptors should be able to clear this line. Not an official bet because I don't love it, but I like it.
And Michael also asked about Haywood Hyde-Smith over 7.5 points.
That's an interesting spot. Without, let me just check the minutes last game. Oh yeah.
Minus 115, by the way.
Last 3 games he played 34, 35, 31 minutes. He did shoot incredibly well, but this could be a good bet. Let's check the last season numbers. Always going into stuff like this. Last season, when he played 30 plus minutes, he's getting 30 minutes tonight. He had 7 plus in all games. Orlando Magic was terrible matchup, so that we can exclude that one. Against the Hornets, So yeah, he averaged 12.9 points, but we need to see who was out. So against the Hawks, Butler, Hero, Butler. Okay, this is the game against Orlando Magic when Butler was out, but Hero was playing. He had 15 points. Against the Thunder, Butler was out. Hero and Adebayo were playing also over the line. So let's just take a look when Butler was out, but Hero and Adebayo were playing. This looks good. This looks like a. This looks good, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matchup wise, they don't allow spot up, which is kind of not great. But I don't think the Pistons defense is great at all. So I can see him being in a decent spot to cover this. I don't know what's going on with the rebounds. 4.5. That's a bit high. Assists 0. So yeah, 0.7 and 0.5. Yeah, that could be a good bet.
All right. Nice find there by Michael. Other people to consider as well. We have Alan Churn asking about Cody Williams under 10.5 PRA in their game against. Sorry, I think I'm mixing up players here. This is the
Utah.
Portland Trailblazers.
Portland, yeah. Sorry.
Portland's Cody Williams. Okay. Who's the other one? The one on Utah I was thinking of originally.
Yeah, I think it's Utah.
Okay, it is Utah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting confused. Yes, Utah. I was second guessing myself.
Let me just check something because with everyone being back, this guy should play really low minutes. I'm just checking to see if everyone is back. The last game he played 17 minutes. I'll just check when everyone is in, how many minutes he played. Just a second. Lowry, Collin, Sexton, Collins, Kejonte, Clarkson. He played 19, 25, 16, 30, probably because it was a blowout, and 25 because it was a blowout. So going to points, rebounds, and assists, he covered only against the Kings by 1 point, rebounds, and assists. So yeah, this could be a good bet for an under. Everyone is healthy, and he's only thinking. I think he scores most of his points like transition and spot up. The Suns are not allowing spot up and are decent in transition. So yeah, this should be good.
All right, there you go. Pretty good spot on Cody Williams as well from Alan. Couple good spots found by the people in the chat. Next question from Anthony asked about Jalen Johnson under 5.5 assists at plus 110. Celtics ISO funnel defense and Trey being out, forcing Jalen to prioritize scoring plus blow up potential. Is this something you think is a good spot to look at as well, Pips?
We don't have the data. On how. I think Jalen Johnson is the main creator tonight. He'll have the ball in the hands. Probably, if there is a bet for a player that will lead in ball time tonight, that's probably Jalen Johnson. I think he'll have huge responsibility on offense. I don't know. He'll probably every shot from the house is coming off from the pass of Jalen Johnson, or at least like half the shots. So potential assist will probably be very high, but he's passing to not that capable scorer. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think he's a great creator. Probably not underrated, but I think people don't understand how great of a creator he is. Last time they played Boston in a blowout, huge blowout, he had 4. I think sixes should be a bit high to reach, but he did have like 7 against the Knicks, 8 against the Pelicans. Yeah, I no bet for me, but I understand completely where this is coming from, and yeah, just not the spot I like.
Okay. Johnny C, we have 2 more here. Johnny C says Josh Hart over 26.5 PRA, which is at minus 102.
I don't like over on his points. I think his points line is a bit inflated. This is including his points, of course. Rebounds and assists, I will probably lean over 13 and a half, but points, rebounds, and assists, I think this is inflated by his huge efficient scoring. We'll look at his scoring. He scored double digits in every single game. That's not Josh Hart we are used to last season when they were healthy. And especially now against 76ers that have a B down there and don't help a lot. So no spot up, no easy rim attempts. Yeah, I do think this. I don't like betting this over. Honestly, rebounds and assists 13 and a half. I do lean over, but on points I do lean under. So a bit polarized for me.
If you like over 26.5 PRA on Josh Hart, there's over 25.5 at should be -110 out there. So if you like that play, you can find it at 25.5 instead, which I think is which is definitely a better price. I feel like confirming this. Let me just confirm this.
I'll check it as well. 25 and a half.
Yep,
yeah.
25.5 -110 available.
-110, -150. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you like it, bet it there instead. Final question. Snoopy Wagers asked about the Clippers to win Group A at +850. Other books between 375 and 450. And they're playing the Wolves, the Kings, the Rockets, and the Blazers in their group. I will pull up the NBA Cup group odds, actually, because it's a good idea just to have a good look in general. But Clippers to win Group A at +850, currently 460 on FanDuel, actually. I mean, this is kind of putting you on the spot, Pips, but this is the state of the group.
I mean, 850 is a bet, like no brainer. They are better than Portland. They could compete with the Kings and the Houston Rockets, and they are worse than the Bulls. So I owe 850. Like if you are getting double the best price on the other markets, that's probably a good bet. I think they can win. That's like small variant side. Getting this a good price should probably work. I do think they are probably the fourth best out of these five. They are better than Portland, but they are not better than Houston and Wolves. They are probably even with Kings. So still 850 is a good price.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a bit more time, I could probably devig this and confirm it, but that's pretty far out. If it's 850, I'd say you've got a pretty good spot there for the Clippers. You just have to take it at a number like that. All right, we'll have to cut it off there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in on the show today. Another reminder to hit the like button to support our content, help get us some more viewers to the channel. Let's make sure we drive ourselves up today. And please make sure as well you're subscribed to the channel if you're new. If there are NBA games on a weekday, me and Pips will be here to talk about them on the Board YouTube channel presented by FanDuel. And today as well, there was 3 official picks to go along with it. In the first game that we went through, Atlanta and Boston, we took Clint Capella under 10.5 points for -110 odds. You can find that -115 or better. You've got a good price there, absolutely. Second bet was in the Knicks and Sixers game. Pips wants Paul George, 15+ points and 4+ assists. And we got that -114 at FanDuel. Last play of the day, Phoenix and Jazz, Markkanen 15+ points, Bradley Beal 15+ points, Devin Booker 6+ assists. We got that -104 at FanDuel. Just for my quick shop around while we're live as well, that looked like by far the best price. It was by far the best price that I could find in that market or similar with different assist numbers for Devin Booker. So have a look at FanDuel for that one. But as always, when it comes to bets, especially if you're watching later on the day, these things fluctuate. Make sure you line shop for all of your wagers to ensure you're getting the best price. We had the winning start to the week with Şengün yesterday. Let's have another winning day today. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place for more Pick and Roll presented by FanDuel. We hope to see you there.